Hello and welcome to another Warhammer Wednesday video. This time I'll be reviewing the Secutarii Titan Guard, specifically the Peltasts. These guys are a little bit different to the hoplites. Instead of an arc lance and a mag inverter shield generator, they have a weapon called a Galvanic Caster. We'll talk about that in a little moment. One of these sets will cost you, like the hoplites, £47. You need to buy the upgrade set from Forge World for the weapons, the arms, the helmets and the power packs, and then you need to buy a box of Secutarii. One thing to note, which I missed on the hoplite review, is I think you'll be left with about 4 or 5 sprues full of Secutarii parts, everything from their rifles to their special weapons, things like that. So just be warned, you're going to have a lot of spare parts if you get this. So if you can get the bodies and the cloaks separately from somewhere, cheaper than £20 or so, that might be your way forward. Definitely save you a bit of money, and it'll save you wastage. So now that that's the cost out of the way, let's have a little look at the models. So this is the Alpha. You can tell he's an alpha because he's got more of a solid sort of helm. He looks okay. He's got a pointing hand. That's it's got to be good. And he's got his Galvanic Caster just upright like that. We've got a few models that are sort of running and shooting. We've got this cool guy who is using the alternate fire to shroud a super heavy Titan, make him shrouded, which I like that special rule. We'll talk about that in a moment. And we've got some of them that are just holding their ground, letting rip into Space Marines, obviously. Got this guy, he doesn't know what's happening. This guy doesn't know whether to shoot or run away. No, they won't run away, will they? Let's face it. Okay, so that's the little models. I really like them. Do a quick size comparison. Almost the same size, I'd say, as your normal Secutarii. They use the same legs and cloaks and things. I mean, they compared to the Rangers, they're going to look different because they've got different shoulder plates and helmets, as well as obviously different guns. Compared to Space Marine, I did this with the last hoplite video. Like I said before, these guys are tall. These guys are almost the same height as Space Marines, just not as obviously bulky. Size comparison over with. So zoom out a little bit. So this is where you're going to have them milling about around your Titans. Maybe not Warhounds, but definitely Reavers and Warlords. If you want to provide that sort of protection, bit of a bubble wrap, rather than protect your Titans with Imperial Knights, which would be quite a significant high value target, you can just put these squads around them. At 130 points, they're not going to break the bank points wise either. Let's just go over the special rules with them. The stats wise, they're exactly the same as your normal Secutarii. They've got the ballistic skill 4, which is great, and their save of 4+, 50-50 chance of them dying, which is pretty cool. But remember, they've got the feel no pain 6+, relentless, doctrina imperatives, and they've got this blind barrage, which we'll talk about in a mo. So 130 points will net you 10 of them. They've got the Secutarii Warplate, the Galvanic Caster, and they've got a Chiropatris field generator. So their Warplate gives you a 4+. You can have 10 more in a squad, so you can have 20 like the hoplites, and you can give the Alpha special items from Codex Secutarii. And the Peltasts, you can give them the Enhanced Data Tether and the Omnispecs, just like Secutarii, vanilla Secutarii. Now, this weapon, the Galvanic Caster, is another weapon that Games Workshop and Forge World have just brought out from nowhere. It's an electro-galvanically driven multifunction projectile launcher. It's almost like that gun from Fifth Element, sort of a do-all gun. You could be firing it this way, and the bullets just reverse round and hit. The bullets just reverse round and hit the bloke behind. No, in all seriousness, this weapon, it's got several profiles. That's what I mean, and it depends on which ammunition you want to choose. Pretty much, it's got, I'd say, 4 ammo types. I mean, it's almost like the Death Watch, isn't it? Or the Stone Guard. You've got your typical Galvanic Caster flat shit burster shot, which is a 24-inch range, strength 3. It's got no AP, salvo 2/4 shred. That'd be pretty cool. These guys are relentless, so I think that they're not affected by salvo. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Bit rusty on my rules. But basically that means salvo 4. It means each of them get 4 shots. Then you got 40 shots at shred. Yes, it's only strength 3, but still shred 40 shots. Yeah. Then you've got an Ignis Blaze shot, which is 18 inches, strength 3, AP 5. It's a heavy one, blind, parabolic shot, ignores cover, blast 3 inches. So you get 10 of these with a little 3-inch blast. They ignore cover, but the parabolic shot, they can fire at targets out of the unit's line of sight, so long as they or their target are not in an enclosed space, such as a building. So if you're shooting at a squad that isn't in a building, but they can't see them, but is in range of 18 inches, they can fire these 3-inch blast markers, 10 of them. So 10 3-inch blast markers, yeah. So that sounds pretty cool. And if you thought that was good, wait until you hear the second to last ammo type, which is the Kinetic Hammer shot. It's a range 30 inches, better than a bolt gun. Strength 4, same as a bolt gun. AP 3, way better than a bolt gun, but it's heavy one, but it's rending. So yeah, the Kinetic Hammer shot sounds absolutely incredible, and it's range 30 inches. So you get 20 of these guys firing at 30-inch range with these AP3, 20 shots at AP3 for 260 points. Nothing in power armour or equivalent is going to go anywhere near your Titans. We're looking at Terminators having to come down and deal with these threats. You can't send in your Stern Guard you could send in your Stern Guard and absolutely slaughter them, with their special ammo that will destroy their armour, with the AP 4 rounds or AP 3 rounds that Stern Guard have. But see where I'm coming from. Anything with marine equivalent just isn't getting close at 30-inch range using conventional methods. And then finally, you've got this blind barrage. So in addition to their standard shells and ammunition, they also carry a limited supply of blind canister shot. What they do, as demonstrated by this chap here, he's aiming up, he's going to shoot at his own Titan. He's going to shoot it, and what will happen is it'll explode, and dense storms of thick particulate multispectrum electromagnetic radiation will occlude both sight and augury scanners. Basically, the storms of flickering fog will confuse targeting systems and utterly blind an enemy to their intended target. So once per game, you can use this blind barrage instead of it firing its normal weapons. Select a friendly unit within 18 inches, within line of sight, and then that unit gets shrouded. Super heavy units may not be shrouded unless 2 Secutarii units simultaneously use a blind barrage to conceal it. So you get 20 of these, 2 squads of 10. Doesn't matter how many are in each squad, so you could have 3 and then 2 if a lot of them have been wiped out. 2 squads firing at a Warlord Titan, that is a super heavy, and then he gets shrouded. I think that's just really, really cool that they can just fire at their Titan, and and thick fog will just go around it. Brilliant. It's pretty cool, and it's nice that you got these and you can fire at a friendly Fellblade or Falchion, that might be pretty cool, or a Titan, and they get shrouded. I really like these guys. I think the Arc Lancers are good just because they're haywire, and yeah, I would have liked their invulnerable saves to be 4+ instead of the 5. I mean, they're carrying pretty decent, shields that are so powerful they count as having defensive grenades. I would have liked the shields to give them a 4+ invulnerable, but it is what it is. But these guys with these Galvanic Casters are just absolutely beast. Ballistic skill 4 obviously, so they're going to be a bit better than Assault, than the Hoplites, and I think these are the way to go, personally. But if you like Haywire and you're going up against an army with close combat vehicles, things like that, then Hoplites might be the way to go too. I think they're lovely little models. Yeah, they're a bit pricey at £47 for 10, but it is what it is. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.